You're hatless.
I am hatless, yes. Fortunately, that is not the Samson-ish thing that I have lost all my tiki mojo without my hat. Well, okay, I don't know that for sure, so maybe this will be the test.
We have a hello from Belgium.
Hello from Belgium. Oh my gosh. Belgium. Sweet. Let me move this mat over. So a little bit of a weird start this evening. I think we're not used to this. The last time we did a broadcast, we were in Poughkeepsie, New York, doing it from my mother's dining room. Yes. It just seems like it's been a while. A lot has happened. Unfortunately, we have lost two close friends in the last few weeks of December. One that we lost yesterday. So we're going to do kind of a shout out to both, but on one, a shout out to Paula Murray, Margene, and Jim. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. And the second is to Christine Heinsohn, David's beloved wife, who has appeared. The two of them have appeared on this show. We have done the show from their boat.
Yeah.
So they are close friends, and we have done some drinks in Chris's honor or in Molly's honor. That's the name of the boat in the past, and we will be revisiting some of those ingredients that they have brought us into contact with. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to light what I think is an appropriate memorial to Chris. So we're going to take. Chris was one of the few people that I could actually work easily with in a kitchen, and so it seems appropriate that we use a brûlée torch to light the memorial. So here we go. We're just going to We're just going to turn on a little bright tiki torch for Chris. We're just going to let that sit there and hopefully not burn myself on it this evening. How's that? We're going to go with that plan. David and Chris were good friends of ours, and I won't say they taught us to drink scotch because we were well into the scotch thing before them, but we had many a fine evening drinking serious scotch with them. And while this is, maybe it would be more appropriate to drink the Corryvreckan that we had at our wedding that they partook of, but we're not. We're going to go with the Lafroig. And we're going to go with the Lafroig lore because we're breaking out the good stuff this evening, right? Mm. So here, I'm going to just pour out a little lore and a little more lore, one for each of us. Oh, that is so good. And that's going to go in here. Hoping the rest of you had a much better end of your year. And having a happy start to your brand new year, because everybody should if they can, right?
Yeah.
So here's some lore. Here's some lore. Here's to those that have passed into the lore. Here, Chris. Have a little. It is so good, isn't it?
That is the good stuff.
That is definitely.
Chris was definitely one of the people who was use the good china.
Yes, yes.
Drink the good scotch.
Use the good china. Don't keep it around. Don't save it to a rainy day.
Yeah.
Go do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Now we drink.
Now we drink. Drink. So the first thing up is. So David and Chris introduced us to a number of different things that we were previously unfamiliar with or only familiar with tangentially. One of those was really good Pisco, and so we have a bottle of very good Pisco, the Mosta Verde from Caravido. Here's that bottle that they gave us, and we're going to drink a Pisco sour this evening. Because we can, right?
Yeah, we do have some comments.
We have comments.
Matt, totally with her on that, about the don't save it for a rainy day.
Yeah, absolutely. That should be burning longer, but it's not. It just went out. What the heck? I don't know.
Cam says hello.
Hi, Cam. Cam. All right, Pisco Sour. Right, so how do we make a Pisco Sour? So Pisco Sour is a traditional sour in that it is some form of sweetening ingredient, so like agave syrup or simple syrup or demerara syrup or hibiscus tea syrup. We could do a hibiscus tea syrup. Yeah, we could do that. Lime juice for the sour component, and it's 2 ounces of your favorite liquor, distilled spirit. In this case, we're going to go with the Caravedo Pisco in order to make the Pisco Sour. The thing that makes the Pisco Sour different from other sours, slightly different, is the fact that a necessary ingredient of the Pisco Sour is an egg white. Some other sours don't require it. Think margarita on one hand. Whiskey sour doesn't require an egg white, although most whiskey sours are actually, I think it's called a Boston sour that has an egg white in it, because you want that nice foam. And it is traditional to garnish the Pisco Sour with Angostura, little drops of Angostura on the foam on top. So that's what we're going to try and do this evening. We first of all need to have a shaker. So there's one portion of the shaker, and here is the other portion of the shaker. Dun dun dun. So we are going to. Do you want your own Pisco Sour?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let's do 2 of them actually, because I want one. So we're going to do it this way. We're going to use 2 different sweeteners for the Pisco Sour, because I actually do not have a pure simple syrup on hand. So my options are, for a syrup, I can go with the blue agave nectar. I can go with demerara syrup.
I changed my microphone, so hopefully I'm not fading in and out
Or
anymore.
I can go with the hibiscus syrup. So, Star, do you have a preference for one of those?
I would
the
like a
agave?
hibiscus.
You want the hibiscus? All right, hibiscus. I think I'm going to go with a cleaner example of that. We're just going to go with the agave. I think that'll be a nice. What am I doing? Don't put the demerara syrup in there. Bad pooch. Okay, so we are going to start with a 1/2 ounce of our ingredient, our sweet ingredient. So that's just right here. 1/2 ounce, 1/2 ounce. There we go. 1/2 ounce. Agave on the left. Let's do that. So did you enjoy the broadcast, if you caught it last week, did you enjoy the broadcast from, with me sitting down from the dining room? That was a little bizarre. Yeah, I don't know about this doing these broadcasts on the actual holiday. But, you know, the show must go on. I don't know if it needs to go on that day, but it needs to go on, I'm thinking. All right, so there's a little hibiscus.
Well, I think we could skip a show if we give notice.
Right,
Yeah.
we just weren't giving notice to
Right.
anybody. Okay, we need lime juice for this, and the Pisco Sour has a lot of lime juice in it. It has a full ounce of lime juice, is what it's called for. All right, so there's 1 ounce. And let's see, there's a 2nd ounce. Stars may be a little on the tart side because the hibiscus syrup is also a little on the tart side. And then we're going to go with 2 ounces of Pisco. Now, there are a number of spirits that I know a fair amount about. You put our brains together between Star and I, and we've got a fair amount of knowledge of agave spirits. We have a fair amount of knowledge of scotches. We have a pretty substantial knowledge of rums, as you might expect. Pisco is not something that we have a lot of knowledge and experience with, so if you're expecting me to tell you a whole bunch about Caravedo Pisco and how it differs from the 2 other Piscos that we have, sad to say you're going to be disappointed, because aside from the fact that one is produced in Chile and the other two are produced in Peru or vice versa, and they have slightly different processes for doing it and slightly different regulations, I really can't tell you pretty much anything else about it. So, all right, next up, I have 2 eggs up here. Wait, where are they? There they are. 2 eggs. Dun, dun, dun. All right. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a strainer. I'm going to put the strainer here. I need something to crack these on, so my cutting board. Here's another trick for you. If you are making cocktails and you have a bar mat behind you or underneath you that you are standing on, you really shouldn't be doing this in your bare feet. I mean, you shouldn't be doing this in your bare feet to begin with because of like falling glasses and knives and that sort of thing. But if you're doing it in bare feet, like I am this evening, your bar mat that is underneath you will in fact stick to your feet, which it's just a weird feeling when you go to step away and all of a sudden it's like, oh, my bar mat is coming with me. Oh, okay. So we're going to crack the egg, and we're just going to do this. Oop. All right, so that can go in there, and we can see if we can get this to separate. I think the easy, it's a nice way to just crack an egg so you've got the egg there. This is a fine mesh strainer, so it's a little too fine to actually get the egg white through, but you can just reach in with your fingers like such. There are plenty of egg strainers out there that will do this, but why? Right. Here we go. You can go bye-bye. Yep, we're not using you. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. And doop. There we go. You note I'm not actually cracking directly into the glass. That's because, well, you don't know what the quality of your egg is, and you don't want a faulty egg going in there and having you have to reconstruct this. The second, the second portion of this, I don't remember what the second portion was. What was the second portion? Oh, in case you screw up and you get yolk in the cocktail, which you don't actually want to do. You don't want to have to remake your cocktail. We need ice. We're going to shake these both at the same time. Just using cubed ice here. That goes there. I'm going to cover that up. Seal these guys. Did I just do what I think I did? Yes, I put the frickin' egg white in here and then managed to drop it on my bar mat. I'm an idiot. I'm a complete... So this one's dead. So we're going to just do this one because I have no idea how much egg white is in there and how much is not. Well, I guess I can.
You can shake it.
I can shake it.
You can
we'll
put
see
a few drops of fee in it.
Oh, I could do that. Let's do that.
We have the fee foam.
Silly, silly me. For those of you that are looking for an egg white alternative, there is this Fee Brothers Fee Foam, which provides you with some foaming action to your cocktails without having the egg white in them. It is not as good as egg white. It does not do it as well. Okay. I was going to do these two. Let's try this. Oh man, I've got egg white all down the side of this thing. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, it's so gross. So gross. All right. Well, this bar mat definitely has to go up this evening. There's no doubt about that. All right. So some of you out there are going, wait a second, Pooch, why are you doing this? You've got egg whites in there and you're shaking with ice? It's like, yes, I am, because what I'm going to do is what's called a reverse dry shake instead of doing a dry shake. All right. Now, the ice is going to prevent you from getting a great deal of foam here. So what you want to do is shake this with ice first and then do the dry shake. Here, we're going to hold the hawthorn very loosely so there's almost no gate on this. All we want is to keep the ice out. Just like that. And then this goes away. Like such. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Snap that. Do this. You do want the foam, but you don't want the ice. It's okay. It's all right. So now this goes over here. Ta-da! And now we're going to shake these again. Oh, there's a piece of ice. Again. So that goes in there. And this goes in here. Like such. Now, the reason I do it this way is because now these are cold. And because they are cold, they will cause the atmosphere inside these containers to contract and thus keep them together so that I don't spray egg white everywhere. At least, theoretically, that's the plan.
Because you already have it all over your bar mat.
I have it all over my bar mat. I don't need it all over me as well. La 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 la.
So Amanda has a question about last week's show.
Oh, you expect me to remember all the way back to last week? Oh my gosh.
A follow-up question, does lime syrup made from oleosaccharum replace lime juice in a recipe?
No, it does not. It is not as tart, it is not as bright, and it's sweet. So
it replaces simple syrup.
It can replace simple syrup by adding a little flavor to it, a little lime flavor to it. Ah, well, that's what I needed. Speaking of Amanda, right? Ta-da! We have these gorgeous new glasses that are essentially a Nick and Nora glass, a tall Nick and Nora glass on a stem that have, Star's going to show them off, these tiki faces on them. And so we're going to do one. Why am I not getting foam? There we go. Why am I not getting foam? Oh my gosh, there should be foam. There we go. Oh, look at that foam. There we go. Droop, droop, droop. Do the same over here. This one. This is the one with the hibiscus. You can tell it's a little redder in color. And a little fuller because there was a full egg white in that. Here, let me do this. Since there's more foam on that one. Because the egg white.
Right.
Right? Hey, would you do me a favor? Clean those?
Yeah.
So she's going to clean those while I do the Angostura thing. What's the Angostura thing? Well, for Pisco Sour, it's usual to just do a few dots of Angostura along the top of the glass. Now, one of the tricks that I have been told is that it is good to let your egg white foam sit for a moment or two before doing that, so that it kind of stabilizes. I'm not sure if you can tell, but there is a difference. We've got about a pinky's width for me of foam that is fairly stable across the top of these at this point. So I am now going to do a couple of dots. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 dots, like such. Mm-hmm. And then it is also customary to reach over and grab some form of swizzle stick, toothpick, whatever, and just draw a line through them, and that creates a little kind of heart symbol, or a little heart. You can also do that into the cocktail from the outside to do the little hearts all going in We do that.
You know, the only thing I know about this Pisco is that David and Chris visited
They visited the distillery.
the distillery.
Yep.
Yeah.
David and I had a chance to sit down and talk distilling things
Ah.
about their distillery at one point.
Yep.
So here is, I would say it's a traditional Pisco sour, except, well, it's got the agave in it, and it has Fee Brothers Fee foam instead of egg white.
Definitely limey.
You want to taste?
Yeah. There's not much hibiscus.
No, there wouldn't be. It had a half ounce of hibiscus compared to a full ounce of lime juice. You're going to get a lot of lime. Oh, there's a difference.
Yeah, I think I like this one better.
This one's tartar
Yeah.
because of the hibiscus.
Ah, well then we'll trade.
We'll trade. There we go. Ta-da! We have done a Pisco sour. Actually, we have done 2 Pisco sours.
Okay, we have a couple other comments and questions.
Oh, well, I have a shout out too.
Okay.
So, we had a dear friend of ours, the husband of Star's foster daughter, produce this for us. So this goes over the sprayer that we have back here so that you can just take a glass or a jigger or something, press it down on this, and it shoots water up through this hole. The water collects here and runs down.
Right. It's useful.
This is used for larger apertures that don't fit on just the normal aperture, right? Which the normal aperture is smaller, and so you have to have something somewhat larger, and then it'll push down on it and sets it off. It's great, works fine, except if you are holding it down for any length of time, you do get water that collects on there, and it doesn't quite come out as fast as you might want. So we presented that to a friend of ours at Thanksgiving, and Mike produced these, a couple of these for us off a 3D printer, and it does the same thing. It just sits on the little spindle, and when you press down, it pushes down on the spindle because you can see it's dropped down just a tad, and it shoots water up into the glass. The difference, as you can tell, is that this has a solid base, and so everything has to drain out the front of it, whereas this has the holes through it, so it just drains out normally. And so this was the inaugural usage of these guys. We have 2 of them, one in purple and one in white. And Star, did you use them when
I did.
And
It worked great.
it worked just fine.
Yeah.
So thank you, Brock, and thank you, Mike, for making that possible, because I think it took both of you to make that happen for us.
Yeah. So, let's see.
So now we have comments and questions, right?
So, talking about barefoot on the bar mat,
Yeah.
Matt says, obviously you're not a hobbit.
No, I am not.
Elizabeth, about cracking eggs, gutsy move. My palm works just fine. Thank you. Matt, if you screw up, the yolk's on you.
RRR.
R.
In this case, the white's all over me, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
And then there was autocorrect in that.
Uh-oh.
And then autocorrect is drunk as usual. So, your opinion of Fee Foam versus Aquafaba?
I know that people say that aquafaba does not add any particular discernible flavor to the cocktail. I think it does. Aquafaba is... Will that work? It will. That's just some Angostura. It is a high enough point. Both of them are intended to produce foam without using eggs, and in the aquafaba case, it's completely vegan, right? Because it's beans, it's chickpea
Right.
juice.
I find the advantage of the Fee Foam is we don't always have a can of fava beans and then have to open it and only use some of it.
Yeah, pretty sure. Well, let's hope. Yeah, there's nothing in here that says that this needs to be refrigerated, and it's good because I've had it for a couple of years at this point, just sitting on the bar being used. That is a distinct advantage over egg whites or aquafaba, both of which go bad at obviously different rates of time, but
Yep.
that's so disgusting. There's just egg white goop just sitting here. Ugh.
Matt wants to know if we're supposed to add the syrup in a pentagram.
Add the Angostura
Yeah.
drops. Yes. No. No. You can do that. I've been known to do that on occasion.
And Dana says hi.
Hi, Dana. Hopefully it wasn't our communication issues as to what time the 666 Zoom started that caused problems, but we missed you on the 666 Zoom the other night, not last night. Last night was New Year's Eve, so it was New Year's Eve, right?
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Amanda says, yeah, because you got to have fava beans, Chianti, and the liver of an enemy.
Yeah, so the fava beans might be the hardest thing to get, but yeah. Okay, what else? So one of Chris's favorite just sit around and sip drinks was in fact scotch. So we've done that. They had a wonderful time running off to various distilleries in South America and doing the tasting some Pisco, and we're very, very happy with the Pisco and sent us some of that. They also are the ones that introduced us to this elixir of darkness, Mr. Black, the cold brew coffee liqueur, which is sort of a mixed blessing for us, because when they introduced this to us, we had at least one bottle of regular, normal name brand Kahlua lying around, and several bottles of homemade Kahlua lying around of various vintages, both from my old speech coach, Mr. Cardoza, and from Matt, who took Cardoza's old Baby Matt, yeah, who took Cardoza's old recipe and used that to make some Kahlua and hand it out to various old members of the speech team. And then David and Chris introduced us to Mr. Black, and I don't know that I've used Kahlua since, which is kind of sad. This is much less sweet. It is much more coffee forward. So if you were looking for a dessert-like drink, you can either go with a sweet drink and then oomph the coffee aspect of it with Mr. Black, or you can just go with the Kahlua. But if you're looking for something that you want to add the coffee flavor to, but you don't want that to be an entirely sweet drink, then you can just go straight up with the Mr. Black. Right, yes. If you want it sweet, you can just use Kahlua. If you don't want it sweet, you can use the Mr. Black. Or if you have other ingredients in it that are sweet and you want to just keep that at that level, you can use the Mr. Black. We like the Mr. Black. The coffee flavor is very distinctive.
Matt just got Cardoza's yearbooks.
Oh. Okay, so that's a sip of the Pisco Sour. Pisco Sour.
So
What?
I'm gonna interrupt here. Or I'm gonna randomly comment.
Okay. What now, woman?
So there are some people in your life that pass and you go, oh, I'm really sad, and then you're fine. Then there's people that years later come up in conversation all the time, like Cardoza.
Right.
And I really think Chris is in that category of Cardoza.
And that she will forever be mentioned.
Yeah.
So she has entered
The lore.
the lore.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
See. There's a theme. Yep.
So the mention of Cardoza made me think of that. So yeah.
So we've done a couple of different broadcasts where we have done. There is another ingredient that they introduced us to, and we've done a couple of episodes where we used some Mr. Black. We did a Mr. Bally High, which uses a Mr. Black, or actually a coffee-infused brandy. We used the Mr. Black for that. Created a drink called the Molly High for David and Chris's boat, and we toasted and drank with that. Also, when we got the diagnosis for Chris, that it was brain cancer, and it was GBM, glioblastoma M. The M, I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's not melanoma. I don't remember what the M stands for, but it was GBM is the accepted acronym for that, and Chris named it her Great Big Mastodon, and it was there's a Facebook page called Great Big Mastodon. That is followers of the journey that David and Chris were on, and there is, near as I can tell, only one liqueur out there that has a great big elephant on it, and that's Amarula. And this is Amarula is sort of a cream liqueur. Well, it is a cream liqueur, but it is sweetened with Amarula fruit, and which is an African fruit, so hence African elephant on there. And we've done a couple of drinks using the Amarula. Now, it's a little difficult to play with the Amarula in my typical venue, because my typical venue is tiki drinks. And that balancing of the sweet and sour of the tiki drinks usually means you're adding some form of citric something or other to it. This is a cream liqueur. If you do that, it will curdle. It will be disgusting. And no, we're not going to do a GBM brain hemorrhage with this, which we could, Malaforma. So we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is try and do something else with it. I'm going to try and add some citrus flavor to this. Not really citrus, but some tropical fruit flavor to this, hopefully without breaking it. And I'm not sure that that's going to happen, but we're going to try. So what we're going to do is we are going to add the fruit flavor and some tartness by using Passoa. Passoa is a passion fruit liqueur. And we're going to use the Amarillo. And we're going to use some Mr. Black. And there was one other thing. Oh, right. And as a base spirit for this is going to be very spirit forward. We are going to use Laird's Blended Applejack, which this is a bottle that we picked up from David and Chris when we visited them earlier this year in Kansas. So these four ingredients we're going to try and blend together into something that makes some sense. I don't know how well that's going to work, but we shall see. I think what I want to do here is okay. Well, maybe. Oh, I don't know. Oh, there's a little bit of coconut rum liqueur in here too. The coconut rum liqueur actually comes from David and Chris as well. Maybe I hold off on the Laird's. The apple flavor may be just a little much.
A little too many.
We go the coconut and the passion fruit should work well together.
Yeah.
And the Amarula and the coffee should work decently together. Let's see what we get from this. Not entirely sure, but we will see. And since we are just throwing this together without knowing what the results are going to be, we will, in fact, have to invoke the spirit of Chris and see what she thinks about it. So, first of all, what do I want to do? I want to shake this cocktail, I think. Do you want it shaken, hun, or do you want it blended?
Shaken.
Shaken, okay. Shake, shake, shake. Oh, those didn't get cleaned. Okay, right. Ta-da! Ta-da! Clean the outside. Okay. So this is outside my usual experience here in terms of the balancing of ingredients. So let's see what we can do. What are the sweet ingredients that we have here? Oh, there's a hand going up.
So Elizabeth, Mr. Black has ruined all other coffee liqueurs for me.
Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm.
And Matt says, I heartily support the process. That said, have an antidote handy.
Have an antidote handy. Yes.
And Cam says, that's probably how Mom would like it.
Star, apply some muscle power to that and open it, because I didn't beforehand. Oh, great. You may want to run these under the under some water.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing is, if the top sticks like that, then you know that there's at least some sugar in the container. All right. So first of all, we have some coconut rum liqueur, and this is from Lion Distilling. And David and Chris brought us a sample pack of stuff from them, and so we're going to go ahead and use that. Now this clocks in only at 30% alcohol by volume.
And we met the head distiller.
Right. I mean, we know them.
Yeah.
We've met them a couple of times, but. All right, so how much coconut rum liqueur do we have here? We're going
That's cracked.
All right, so that's roughly 1/3 of an ounce.
Okay.
So there we go.
Remind me to
So we only
rinse off the lids before we seal these.
we only get one crack at this because that's the end of the coconut rum. So
We have other coconut rum, though,
we do.
but it's not Lion.
Right.
Ah.
This is potent, so we're only going to go 1/4 ounce of the Mr. Black. You thought?
I thought I had put one of my magic bottle opener things.
You mean that one?
Yeah, this one.
Just one down. So 1/4 ounce of the Mr. Black, 1/3 of an ounce of the coconut rum liqueur. You know, we are going to have to add something to beef up the alcohol content of this to provide it a little backbone.
No.
Yep. Yeah. Stiggins Fancy.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to go with the smoky formula because
right.
Chris would like the smoky formula. This is rocking in at 40%. So okay, so that gives us a good solid base for this. So
Stealing your bar mat.
we're going to go 3/4 of an ounce of the rum.
Except for the bar mat is stuck. There we go.
Anyone else keeping track of this? Because I'm totally not.
It's recorded.
It's recorded. Actually, I think I'm trying to remember here. So it's 1/3 of an ounce of the coconut rum liqueur, 1/4 ounce of Mr. Black, 3/4 of an ounce of the Stiggins Smoky formula. I'm going to go with a 1/2 ounce. Careful over there. I'm going to go with a 1/2 ounce of the Pessoa. How we doing over there, my little sweet pea? Success.
All right, steal both these lids and rinse them off.
Okay. And great big mastodon, so we're going to go a full 3/4 ounce of the Amarula as well.
And then
Now look in there.
the bottles off when
What am I doing staring into this? I'm trying to figure out if the Pessoa is causing the Amarula to break or not. I don't think so.
you didn't do the coconut yet.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know how long ago that was.
I started with the coconut. It's empty.
Oh, okay.
It said, remember I said we could only do this once?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Can only do this once because that was all of the coconut we had. She wanted me to rinse these off. So we're going to grab a little bit of hot water. I'm just going to wrap it around there. Do that around here.
It's a very important thing to do with liqueurs.
Yeah, to occasionally do that, run that. All right, we are going to stick a spoon in here. That's very B-52-like in its flavor. I'm not sure. Oh, it might be breaking because of the Pessoa. All right, so this has the potential to be a pretty nasty-looking cocktail. So let's.
So we'll put it in a skull head.
So we're going to add some crushed ice to it. And then add a couple of larger chunks, like such. All right. Lid that, shake that. Ugh, I put that right in the middle of the egg white on that bar mat. Ugh. Yeah, this is going to happen all night long. See, if you shake it long enough, you can emulsify it. All right, now we're going to add...
Linebackers 2?
What?
Dance all night?
I have no idea.
I have no idea what Matt's referring to.
So, I was just going to... Well, I think I should just pour this in. Can I... I really can't. This has a really tight spring on it, so I can't make that work. So see, I was going to do some joke about using the Ouija board to connect with Chris to see what she thinks about the cocktail, but I don't think I can actually do that because there's no reason to strain this one. No, let's not use that glass. Let's use that one. Here's a Tiki on 18th double rocks glass, also known as a Mai Tai glass. I'm just going to pour that right in there. A couple of cherries? Sure, why not?
Linebacker 2 equals B-52s.
Oh, right, okay.
Beyonce says, is this a Vietnam reference?
It is.
Dance all night singing the Cars song, Shake It Up. Okay.
All right, left hand coming. There we go. All right, so one cherry. And here is a second cherry. Skewering. Come on, skewer. Kind of skewered. All right. Little skull pick with wings on it. There you go, Chris. That can go right in there. I'm just going to reach over here, put this in here. We're going to stick a Surfside Sip straw in there. I think David and Chris were some of the earliest folk that followed us on our journey down Surfside Sip's way.
Yeah?
I know that they got some cute little straws, and we have this cute little straw here which has an octopus on it. It's a blue straw with an octopus. We're going to stick that right in there. And then we're going to take a sip of this and see how we are.
Amanda got the Millennium Falcon for herself.
That's, that really does kind of taste like a B-52, oddly. There's no orange in it. You want to taste this?
Yeah.
That's very strange. It's a little out of whack. I'm not sure what needs to happen to make it less out of whack, but it needs something. You go on that bottle.
Yeah.
Ah, foil cap. That dropped. All right, here you go.
Colleen, see, I told you we'd use your straws.
Yeah, of course we're going to use your straws. But...
There is orange in there.
The Pessoa really comes in at the end.
Right.
There's that hint.
It's almost like a Tootsie Roll.
The orange juice and Kahlua.
Orange juice and Kahlua drink.
The passion fruit and Kahlua, passion fruit and Kahlua, passion fruit and coffee.
It's definitely a shot drink. I'll drink this whole thing, but it is probably for most people too sweet.
It's too sweet,
and,
yeah. But I don't want to add any more tartness to it. I could just add some pineapple juice to it.
Oh, that'd be yummy.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just reach over here and grab a pineapple juice.
Aha.
Somebody thought that maybe... Well, pineapple goes so well with coffee.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm not going to bother to shake this up again. We're just going to stick this in here. Add some pineapple.
I assume you mentioned both Surfside Sips and Dizzy Diva here for...
I did not mention Dizzy Diva yet.
Oh, okay.
I have mentioned Surfside Sips. I did not mention the fact that if you like the straws from Surfside Sips, you can get your very own Surfside Sips.
For 20% off.
How would you do that?
Code Lovecraft. Lovecraft.
Yeah, type that in on the product reference
Discount
page.
code,
Yep,
yeah.
and you will get 20% off.
Yeah.
Now, you may be a little behind given Christmas holidays, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Too much pineapple. Now it tastes just like pineapple.
Yep. It's all right.
She'll drink it.
I'll drink it.
Because now it's alcoholic pineapple.
It is. And then the pick is from Dizzy Diva.
And the strainer.
Yeah.
This is a Ouija board strainer.
Yeah.
This is from Amanda, who got it from...
There's the pick.
Is this Cocktail Kingdom? I don't remember.
I don't know. Amanda, I'm sure will tell us.
Yes. Well, provided she wants there to be a link to it
All right.
On the site. All right. So we've done 2 cocktails. We are got about 12 minutes to go to reach that 1 hour mark. One of the last times we did a tribute to Chris, we actually did a zombie cocktail. We're not going to do that this time. We don't want to invoke anything bad. That would be not in order. I have a vague recollection that there is a cocktail, I believe it's called the Jack Rose.
There is a cocktail called the Jack Rose.
That uses apple brandy and grenadine, I think. Am I remembering correctly? Star, are you going to look up the Jack Rose cocktail for me? Because we haven't used the Laird's, and I think we should. Here's the Laird's. It smells so appley. Oh, yum, yum, yum. So here's some Laird's. We're going to substitute the hibiscus for the grenadine.
And lemon juice.
Lemon juice. Well, we're going to substitute lime juice for it. It's just that simple, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Actually, can I?
Yep, you can have my phone.
All right. So, yep, this has to be shaken as well. That works. So normally this would require grenadine, and at a ½ ounce, we're going to use hibiscus syrup here. We're not going to use this same jigger because it's icky. It's a whole lot less icky now. So we're going to go ½ ounce. Right there. Doop, doop, doop. And then we're going to go with lime juice instead of lemon juice. And that's what, ½ ounce, ¾ ounce. This may give a rather funky taste to the Jack Rose, just because the lime juice, I find, tends to linger a little more than the lemon juice. The lemon juice is tart really up front, but then fades pretty quickly on that sour component, whereas lime juice sort of hangs out through the rest of the cocktail. So now normally this would be 1.5 ounces of the Applejack or apple brandy. So we're going to go 1 ounce. Right, we're going to go 1 ounce. Right there.
It's from Mover and Shaker.
Ah. You say, but Pooch, that's only 1 ounce. We need 1/2 ounce of something else. Ah, we do. We do indeed. So I'm going to reach for some Lemon Heart 151 because I think I need a stronger drink this evening.
Ah.
So we're going to add a 1/2 ounce of Lemon Heart 151. We did get 2 new tiki mugs added to the collection. So we are members of Tiki Land, and Tiki Land, for their membership, there is an end of year mug for certain memberships. And we got to open that when we got back. And this is that mug. Ta-da. Looking pretty mighty fine here. It's really heavy for its size. Well, I mean, it's actually really pretty good size too. So I can drop this drink just right in here and we're going to lose it. We are. It's just going to disappear into that glass. It's a very cool glass. And then the other one came to us from Shima Ceramics. And I just wanted Star to know that she is every bit a part of Lovecraft Cocktails as much as I am. And she did not yet have a Lovecraftian tiki mug for that purpose. So I got her a Shima Ceramics Cthulhu tiki mug in a purple ombre color scheme because I thought she would. I thought she might appreciate that. So we're gonna rinse that real quick, and then we're gonna pour this in there. Actually, I should probably taste that. Make sure it's okay. All right.
Mover and Shaker has a hysterical Instagram
that's fine.
page. Matt wants to know if the tiki mug doubles as a melee weapon. The Tiki Land.
Sure. Not the Shima Ceramics one, though, because the
No.
Shima Ceramics one is, A, more expensive, and, well, it's just a cooler mug. So we're going to add some more ice to that, because I can. We're going to stick a big straw down there. How big a straw? That's fine. If I had any mint, I would add some mint to this. I don't. So we're going to go there. And ta-da! We have, what, a Chris Rose? Should we call this the Chris Rose? Right?
So this is Pooch's
Shima ceramic. Yep, with the flame
fire
wings on the back.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And then this one
Really
is
tart.
mine.
I think that's a dangerous drink.
Is there booze in this?
Yeah, that's the point. It does not feel like there is
Oh
booze
my.
in that.
There's 151 in this.
There's a half ounce of 151, and then there's an ounce of Laird's 40% Applejack in there. And it does not taste like there is booze. Does not taste like it at all. It is sweet and tart. There's a little bit of that crisp appleness to it, so the Laird's is definitely present. I think it's kicked up, that tart apple flavor, by the hibiscus spirit. I really like that. That's very nice. That's a nice tribute to Christine. So there we go. We've got, we made 3 cocktails. We drank a little scotch. We raised a glass or 3 or 4 to the memory of Chris. May she live on in everybody's hearts, all the people that knew her. She will certainly live on here at Lovecraft Cocktails pretty much anytime we open a bottle of Mr. Black, I think.
Yeah.
And thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys have had a wonderful new year. And if you haven't had a wonderful end to your previous year or a wonderful start to the new year, here's hoping that 2023 is just better than 2022. I don't really care how good your 2022 was. It's always a good thing to have a better year, right? So enjoy, drink up. To those of you that might be indulging in dry January, it's not us. Enjoy dry January, and maybe we will put together something in the next couple of weeks which features non-alcoholic things.
We are working on a guest.
We're working on a
who
guest
is a
who does
amazing sober cocktail creator. We'll see if that happens. It may not happen till February. That's fine.
but he
Cam, all of our love. David, if you're watching, all of our love.
Cam, take care of David.
Yeah.
David, take care of yourself.
And yeah.
Sorry to start the new year off on kind of
and we love you all.
we love you.
Make sure you tell people you love them.
Yeah, do that love thing. Yeah, tell them. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. Yeah, I mean, we play around with, we're very Lovecraftian, right? Ha zombies, ha death, ha cosmic horror. Just tell people you love them. You never know when the elder gods are going to come calling, right? So, all right, we're going to call it quits here. I'm going to hit the big red button. I'm going to drink the last of my Pisco Sour, and then we're going to try and find some dinner, I think. We haven't had any food yet. We've had very little food today, actually. All right, anyway, shut up, Pooch. Drink and hit end video. Let's do that. Okay.